Okay, y'all, welcome back. Hi. So, I'm going to be starting my videos with my song that I wrote and I recorded probably about 7 years ago. And the thing about it is, when I'm recording on this camera, it's very hard to hear me. I noticed that when I went back and listened to my other songs. I do have a mic, my other video. I do have a mic, and I will be figuring out how to hook it up to this computer because that mic is really only used for me to record music on. So I have to actually spend some time to figure out how I can have it hooked up here. And I will do that, I promise y'all, because I understand how annoying it is to watch a video and you can barely hear somebody. So for now, bear with me. Turn the volume up, baby. Just turn it up so you can hear me. But the song is called No Guidelines, okay? I don't know why I always do this. So I'll be like, I'm a line, won't follow no guidelines. They want me blind or out of my mind. The way I grind, I do it on my own time. I may fall behind, cause I won't fall in line. I'll be all in my own lane, cause I'm all in my own lane, okay? Now, the other thing I gotta figure out is if I should be looking in the camera or if I should be looking at myself. You feel me? So, I'm gonna figure all of that out, okay? This is a new channel. I've had my YouTube account since 2010, so technically it's not a new account, but my channel is very new as far as content and all of that stuff. But I started my actual channel about a year ago, which is, it's still a baby. So if you're here with me, you coming back, you're gonna see it grow, and I hope that you feel inspired to grow with me and that I am doing something to add to your life to promote your own growth, your own self-healing journey, and you just becoming a better version of yourself. Another thing I have to address is my hair wrap. Okay, so I'm a very spiritual person, and I do believe that it's important to cover your hair. Um, Maybe not all the time, but today I was called to cover my hair. Part of the reason is because it's not done, and even though on my other video I didn't care, like I was just getting on here to share with y'all how it is for me when I'm feeling down, if I'm feeling depressed and I just don't feel like doing anything like putting on makeup, which I don't have on any makeup right now. I got a little gloss on, but um my topic today for this channel is politically correct. Being politically correct. Okay? If you haven't caught it in any of my other videos, because I'm not sure if I explained myself, but I did grow up in a primarily Muslim family. So I was raised by mostly my mother. My mother remarried after she divorced my father. They weren't married that long. I think I was about 3 years old when they got divorced. So I lived with my mother most of the time, but I did go and visit with my father on the summers and different times of the year for different holidays and stuff like that. But one thing about me is I was raised in the church as well. So my father's mother, my grandmother Elizabeth, she was a usher. She was in the choir, and she also worked for the pastor in a very prominent church in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago. It's actually the same church that the Obamas went to before they became as well known. And some other celebrities I've seen Common there. Just to name, just to give y'all some kind of insight. The name of the church is Trinity United Church of Christ. Okay, and then my mother's mom worked. My grandmother, Aaliyah, worked in the mosque. So she was the dean of students for a while because they have a school as well. It's called Muhammad's University. She was dean of students, and she also worked in the office and for the minister, honorable the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Um, and she was in, dang, I'm forgetting what they call it. Not records, but processing. She was in charge of processing. So she would take in new members of the mosque and just make sure that they did everything that was required of them in order to become affiliated officially in the mosque. So I spent my childhood literally. Some Sundays I was at church, some Sundays I was in the mosque. And I was one of those children who actually sat there and listened to the sermons. Like, I was really, really interested in learning when I was listening to the pastor or the minister. I've also been baptized. I was baptized twice. Once at the age of 9 or 10. And then I think I was a little older when I went back and got baptized again. So I'm saying this to say it's been very hard for me to just pick one or the other. And now that I'm older, I'm a mother myself, and I've gone on this journey of seeking knowledge on my own, and many things I learned on my own. Many things I felt that I should have known, with my family being so prominent in both communities. But of course, as an adult, it's up to us to go looking and seeking for knowledge and wisdom on our own. It's not somebody else's job. Your parents are your parents, and nobody's perfect. There's no perfect parent, and I'm realizing that. I'm accepting that now as an adult. But that's just a little segue. So a couple of days ago, actually the day after I posted the video that's entitled "What Do You Do When Nothing's Working?" I went into my son's room and I saw this cross on the floor. It was on the floor. And it's such a cute little pendant. It's gold and it has diamonds in it. And it came with this necklace that I'm wearing, this tennis necklace. And I remember when he first got it, I told him I didn't want him wearing this cross, because I had learned that the cross is really, it has different meanings to it. You know, we all know it as the symbol for the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, okay? We all know that. But me learning that it actually has more meaning to it. And I'm not going to get into that. I want to allow y'all some room to go ahead and go out there and find what you can find on your own about the cross, because I know that everybody who watches me is not going to be Muslim. Everybody who watches me is not going to be Christian. Some of you all might not even believe in the Most High. I hope that I can help you garner and harness a relationship with the Most High, because that's one thing I will never say I don't believe in God or Allah. And the other thing about it is the name Jesus. You know, they say it's something about the name Jesus. And I kid you not, when I say the name Jesus, I feel a way. Not a negative way. I literally feel something in my body. Like, I feel something. But we also know now that perhaps the name Jesus is not the right name for him. That is actually, it might actually be Yeshua or Yahweh. And I am very open-minded, okay? I'm a very open-minded person, and although what I am going to say is the Most High knows your heart, okay? Let's all remember that even our language, the words that we speak. It's called spelling for a reason, okay? These words that we have been saying, okay, these texts and this information that we have been passed down and been given, everything is up for debate at this point, okay? And so while I was on my journey of information and seeking a higher wisdom, there are a lot of things that have been debunked. And I'm the type of person where I retain knowledge, but when it's time for me to recite the knowledge, I'm not really comfortable, because certain things I remember for myself, but when it comes time for me to teach them to other people, I'm just not comfortable doing that. But I will tell y'all a little something, okay? So it's probably been about 4 months of me feeling like despair, just feeling like I don't know whether I'm coming, whether I'm going, doors not opening up for me. The Most High has been literally forcing me to look within, okay? And I mentioned it in my other video about not being able to find a job, but I have to tell y'all something. Up until my son was about 6 years old, I had a job back to back to back. And every job I had, I hated it. I knew that I needed to have some time with my son, and I needed some time with myself. And I hated that I was in a position where I had to work. I felt like it was unfair. And I started to watch Infinite Waters. Okay, check out his YouTube channel. This was 6 years ago I started watching him. And the more I started watching him, the more I realized this is not just me. You know, because everybody around me seemed fine working. Like, they all had complaints about it, but nobody was really doing anything to change it. And when I first got out of high school, I was probably about 2 years into college. And I've always been a hairstylist. I've always been a hair braider. And I was working in a barbershop. And when I got to that barbershop, I was the only braider. And I literally had no printer. I had no money to print out my own cards. But those brothers at that barbershop showed me how to get out and find my own clients, okay? And the first step was me having my own business cards. So what I did was I went and bought card stock. And I did print out, I don't know why I wasn't able to print the cards. For some reason, I couldn't print the cards. But I did have pictures of myself. And then I had created on a Word document my information. So I was sitting in the shop. And I was literally cutting my picture out, cutting my information. And then I would actually tape it onto the cardstock. And I remember sitting in the shop and being commended. Like, the brothers was like, look at her, she a hustler. Like, she ain't letting not having no card stop her. And when I tell y'all, when I first got in that shop, I had no clients. I stayed in that shop for 2 years. By the time I left that shop, okay, not only was it like 4 other braiders, which is another reason why I had to get up out of there, because it was no space for us. Like, when I first got there, I had my own little corner, but they started adding people. So by the time I got out of there, we was like all in the back room, in the washroom. Like 4 braiders sharing one little washroom, probably about the size of my bedroom. So I was just done. And I had started working at the bank. And I thought I was doing something. You know, it was easier to just go to the bank and clock in, clock out, not have to share my space with all these other girls, and not be in competition with nobody. And that was my choice. I chose to leave. And on top of that, the shop was closing. They was taking our booth rent. They weren't paying the bills. So it was just time to go, okay? But I went from not having any clients to making like $500 a week, okay? Now, at 19 years old, that's a good amount of money. That's a good amount of money. But I was coming into some money. I was coming into 6 figures. And so I had I had plans, you feel me? I was doing my music. I was like, okay, I'm finna do this, but I didn't have a real plan. So looking back, I wish that I would have stuck it out, or maybe went to another shop and kept using my hands, and maybe I would have my own shop by now or something like that. But I didn't have the foresight to really just sit down and make a plan for myself as a hairstylist. So I decided to retire myself, just do, my clients here and there, and work a 9 to 5. And then when I came into my money, oh, it was up. Like, I didn't have to work. But when you come into money and you have no plan, what happens? The money was spent. Like, that money was gone. Okay? And that's one of the biggest regrets that I've ever had. And it's probably the reason why I have had such an issue with working, because I saw so much money. And then on top of that, working at the bank, I was counting the money, like counting the vault. Like, so I'm touching thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's like I knew that God had a plan for me, and that I could really, really go far, but I just had no help putting my plan in order. Okay, so fast forward, I become a mother, and I literally have no choice. I have to work. I'm not getting no child support. My baby's father, I forgive him. I'm gonna leave it at that. But so, up until about 5 years ago, I was working nonstop, and I went through a life change, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And I started getting unemployment. And I was like, damn, so all this time I've been working, I got money put up, like I ain't gotta go back to work. Oh, I'm finna take some time off. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to Chicago, and I'm going to Jamaica, and I'm finna go live for a minute. I'm finna regather myself. Okay? But then I got pregnant with my daughter. So I literally went from being on unemployment back to working 9 to 5s, and just being grateful for that chance to be able to work and bring in some money and take care of me and my children. Honestly, like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, me being with my children is the main thing. And so once I had my daughter and COVID broke out, we back at square one. We can't work because COVID. And honestly, I felt so, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I felt like COVID happened for me. Like, for real. I know I'm not the only one that felt like that, because here I am, I'm back in a position now where I qualify for unemployment again, okay? And now it's COVID unemployment. It's PPO. So I'm getting more money than I was getting at my job working overtime. Duh. No brainer. I'm at home with my baby. You feel me? Okay. So then once I had her, I think she was actually I was probably about 8 months pregnant, and I did finally get a job, and I was working from home. So every job that I've had since my daughter was born has been work from home, okay? I have really been, I feel weird about saying blessed too. It's something about that word blessed, you feel me? But I'm going to just use that because I don't have a better word right now. But I have really, God showed me favor. I was able to stay home with my child this time. Versus when I had my son, I had to put him in daycare. He was homeschooled, but I wasn't the one able to homeschool him because I had to go to work. My significant other at the time, he was making money in a way where he didn't have to go there 9 to 5. So my son was able to stay home and be homeschooled with him. But that still killed me because it was supposed to be me. I wanted it to be me, you know? But now my daughter, I can say she has never been in a daycare. Nobody has ever watched my daughter other than my mama. And even my mom, maybe 2 days max. You feel me? And I go back and I get my baby. So I'm saying all that to say that although it's been hard, I was doing some reflecting and I realized that it's all been worth it because I've been able to be home with my children. I've been homeschooling my son for the last 2 years. He's in 8th grade now, so this year he really does want to go back to regular school, and I'll probably let him. But now that I gave all of that information, okay, I wanted to tell y'all that in the midst of that, I have started businesses. I have a skincare business, okay. I still have clients for hair, and I also have a clothing line. So all of these things that I'm working on top of doing music, okay, this is my world. This is what we doing. You know, we got skincare, we got hair care, we got the clothing line, we got music. But it ain't giving yet. You feel me? I'm like just skimming by, barely making it, but we making it. And so this is where the frustration has been coming, because it's just like the discipline and just applying myself and just really getting everything in order and getting everything to go to the next level. I'm there. Like, I'm ready for the next thing. You feel me? I'm ready for everything to come together. I'm not trying to change nothing, but I do still need a steady income so that I can invest in myself. And this is what I want to teach any young women, young men that's watching me, because I did not have that foresight when I was younger. So if you're going to go out and you're going to get you a job, please, I'm begging you. My grandma told me one time, she said, promise me that you're going to save at least 10% out of every check that you get. Did I listen? No. No, I didn't listen, because first of all, I'm looking at it like I don't have enough money to save. Like, by the time I spend my bills and I do a little something for myself, there's no money to save. We're not thinking like that in 2024, okay? You saving that money is what's most important. And I know that that's going to be the key for me. I never had anyone to actually teach me to save. People was telling me to save, but nobody ever implemented the steps, you know, the mentality that you have to actually do it. So I'm here to help you and to remind you how important it is. If you do have a steady income coming in, save your money. Save your money so that you can invest it and so that you can set yourself up to do what you really want to do. It's going to take a sacrifice, guys. It's not going to be easy, but this is what we have to do. This is a part of it. If we can't sacrifice for the future because we're so busy trying to get what we want now, you're just going to be in this cycle of trying to catch up. You have to do something different. And I know hearing that ain't gonna make you do it, but hopefully you hearing me and seeing me and knowing that I'm on the same path as you, you're not alone, and we can do this, okay? So I say that to say I put this cross on, and literally 24 hours later I got a call from my neighbors telling me that they want to give me something. I'm not going to say what it is because it ain't happened yet. And that's another thing. When you're manifesting and you're coming into these things that's meant for you and the Most High, you have to be very careful what you say, who you're sharing it with. And although I trust y'all, I don't know who all going to be watching my channel, and so I don't want to say it. But that call was such a relief. Like, I've been floating on air since then. Like, I know that now that's the first step for us to level up. You feel me? We leveling up. And I don't know if it's because I put this cross on. I don't know. But I also don't know that it's not because I put this cross on my neck. So y'all want to give me some advice? Y'all want to beat me over the head with what's true and what's not true, go right ahead. I'm open to all y'all got to say. But I'm sharing this testimony with y'all. I'm not telling you to go out and buy you a cross and put it on if it's not what you believe in. I'm telling you to follow your heart. God knows your heart. And I've been one of those people that's always wanted to be politically correct and trying to help people go down a righteous path. And I'm realizing now that we all have our own paths. I do believe that we are one big organism, and the more we think alike and we move on the same accord, that's how we get to unifying this planet. But a big part of that is unifying yourself with the Most High, whatever that looks like. And I don't want to be that person that's judging people. You know, I'm not here to tell you you're doing something wrong or you're doing something right, because I'm still trying to get my life in order, okay? But what we is gonna do, we finna pull one of these. We finna pull some cards, and I want to see what the Most High has to say to us, okay? So I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. A lot of ancestors, angels, spirit guides, orishas, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to connect with the collective. And I just ask that you give us divine messages right now to help us grow closer to you and to help us not be so concerned on being politically correct and just being correct in our hearts and our minds and growing closer to you, Spirit. So, what you got to say to me? Like, y'all, so many cards just popped out right now. Hold on, let me go get my book. So I was shuffling and literally all these cards just popped out. 6 cards. Okay? 6 cards just popped out. We're going to set them to the side. Thank you, Spirit. Do you have any more messages for us? Actually, the suspense, right? I think I got enough. I got enough, y'all. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have everything is fine. Everything is fine, y'all. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We got the Star card. Of course we got the Star card. We got the Page of Wands. Okay. And then the first chunk that came out, we have the 8 of Cups. The 9 of Swords. The 10 of Pentacles. The Hangman. The Emperor. And the 4 of Wands. 11. Okay, so the everything is fine card. Come on, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Don't overthink it, baby. We're not overthinking it. Okay? You have to trust your intuition. I trust in my intuition. I'm feeling so good right now because I'm trusting my intuition and things are starting to open up for me. And they're going to open up for you too. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about what you've been taught and thinking that you're wrong because you have to stick to certain guidelines. Like, At the end of the day, it's all one and the same. The Bible, the Quran, the Torah. Okay, so let's start with the Three of Pentacles. And yes, y'all, I'm still using my book because I want to make sure that I'm clear with my messages. And these messages from Spirit. Your passion for learning and improving your skills is going to pay off. You've been faithfully dedicating yourself to a project or to your job, and someone above you is looking to reward you for all this hard work. You have the talent to see it through, and soon you'll be where you want to be. Okay? That's the Three of Pentacles. Then we have the Star card. Darkness has turned into light. This star is peaceful and content in her nudity. She has been born anew and became stronger from her trials. She is free and unburdened, not trying to balance or control anything, but happily pouring her cups full of life, energy, and love out into the world. The abyss, symbol of creativity and inspiration, flies high in the sky above her, and the stars shine brightly for her. Despair, didn't I use that word? Despair has turned into hope. I used that word too. Go back. Your wounds are healing, your scars are fading, so bask in this time of peace and serenity. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Let yourself be free and accept these calm moments. The earth and everyone around you will rejuvenate you, comfort you, and fill you with joy. You are a shining beacon of possibility. So dream big and wish on that shooting star. Okay. Now next we have the Page of Wands. That star card popping out. That star card pop out almost every time we do a reading. Y'all, have y'all noticed that? Go back and look. Go back on my other videos and look. The star card pops out almost every reading. Now, this page, honey. We all know the page is a message coming through, okay? I know that off the top of my brain. The page is always bursting with new ideas, new things to do, new things to learn and study. She wants it all, but doesn't quite yet have the maturity to focus on following through with her fleeting passions. Let me find out I'm still a page. I'm Empress this, Empress that, I'm Empress, but it's giving page, baby, and that's okay. That's okay. She wants it all, but doesn't quite yet have the maturity to focus on following through with her fleeting passions. Everything is possible and it's exciting. If the page is you, you're in an experimental stage. So try everything and follow your whims. Eventually, you'll find something that clicks. Don't hate on me, because I got on a cross and I got on my Allah pendant too, baby, and I got on my star. Okay, and what? If it's working, it's working. Okay? Now, the Eight of Cups. And I'm so sorry, y'all, because eventually I do want to get to the point where I don't have to read through my books, but I'm still not feeling quite confident, and I want to make sure I give y'all messages correctly. Okay? So, the Eight of Cups, it's tough, but whatever you've been pouring all your love and emotions into, you need to step away. It's just not working out. It's time to say goodbye and move forward. It might be very difficult. You've invested a lot of your time and energy into this after all. But wisdom comes from knowing when something is hopeless, learning from it, and moving on. I was watching my favorite podcast. It's called Black Magic 363. And her name is Vicky Dillard. Okay? Beautiful sister. And she said something that really stuck with me, and I'm glad that the Eight of Cups just reminded me of this. She said, the question that they asked her, it resonated with me because the person was like, they said they've been feeling so down and just like nothing is working for them. And she gave a story about her time that she did in prison. And she said something. She said, learn to surrender. Whatever you're going through, the Most High has a plan for you. But we start nitpicking and feeling like, oh, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be here. Or why is this happening to me? But once we surrender to what's going on, it gives it a whole nother meaning. She also said, ride the wave. She says, surf. What does a surfer do? Most people are running from the waves because you think the wave gonna wipe you out. You're not trying to die. But a surfer takes the wave head on. Okay? So I said, okay. I typed in the chat. I said, surrender and surf. Y'all, that's what we have to do. When you feel like there's nothing for you to do, how hard and how bad is it if you just sit back and surrender to what's going on? Don't try to make something that it's not. Don't try to force anything to come into you. Just keep on evaluating your situation, being realistic, figuring out what you need to learn from this and how you're going to apply that knowledge moving forward. Okay? So the Eight of Cups is reminding me, and she's literally walking near water. Surrender and surf. Okay? You got 8 cups, baby. We got 8 cups. Like, that's abundance. Don't worry about them 2 cups that you ain't got to yet. What are we doing with the 8 cups that we have? Okay. The next one is the 9 of Swords. The swords hang high above your head and you're wide awake at night. You can't sleep as your mind is just consumed. Your mind is just consumed with anxiety, despair, there go that word again, and a repeating feeling of doom. Maybe you're going through something truly terrible, or maybe you've been building up an obstacle to be larger than it really is. Either way, it's okay to feel scared or anxious. Talk about it with someone that you trust and try to look to your future. What did we just say, baby? We're surrendering. We're surfing, okay? We're riding the waves of life. There's an ebb and flow to everything. You cannot always be up. You gotta come down sometimes. Where is the growth gonna come from if you're not down? If it's always just up, 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 up. That's how people become big-headed. I don't never want to be like that. You feel me? Like, when I get up, I don't ever want to be like high and mighty and on this high horse to where I'm attached to the things that I have and I'm not looking back helping people. And that's been one of the things that's really been bothering me, because I have people in my life who can easily turn things around for me. Easily. But they refuse to. And you know what? I was mad. I was frustrated about it until I realized they don't owe me that. If they was there fixing everything for me, when would I ever learn on my own how to fix things for myself? So it's cool. I'm probably not going to reach back and help I'm not going to reach back and help you, but I will make sure that I reach back and I help people who are deserving of it. People who didn't try to use what they have to keep me down. And we have to remember, don't take it personal. You know, I'm sure you have people in your life who could easily turn things around for you and they're not doing it. But you know what? The Most High ain't going to allow anything that's not meant. Okay? The next is the 10 of Pentacles. Everything in your life is coming together magically. No more stress-filled nights worrying about money or rent or your job. You've done the work required to create some stability. Your home is full of love, satisfaction, and comforts. There is no need to do anything drastic or radical. Believe it or not, you found some peace. Allow yourself to welcome it in. Okay? Y'all know what we've been talking about. I ain't even got to get into that. I ain't even got to get into it. We said that these cards are confirming for us everything that we discussed. Next is the Hangman. I'm going to get y'all up out of here because I did not expect my video to be this long. It was 4:04 on the clock when I looked up right now. True peace can only come from within. The Hanged One has found their inner zen in what seems like an unusual place. She hangs from the tree of life in a comfy sweater and equally comfy sweatpants. Maybe she seemed a little odd by hanging upside down and perfectly poised, but she's also calm. The Hanged One is just simply relaxed and at peace. Finally, it's the calm after the storm. You might have just had some tough battles or obstacles to conquer, but now it's time to relax a bit. Meditate, slow down, nurture your body and soul. You might have to sacrifice something in order to reach the state of Zen, but don't worry. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It may even feel like your self-care routine is a little strange to others, but this process is crucial for you to embrace who you are and to free yourself of others' expectations and demands. Did we not talk about this? Did we not talk about this at the beginning of the video? Not being politically correct. There's no right, there's no wrong. What's for you is for you. Who said that I can't wear this cross and believe in Yeshua and Muhammad at the same time? Who said that I can't identify as Muslim and still have respect for Christianity? Who said? Who said that the Most High is not going to hear me because I'm not praying to Jesus? Or I won't get true peace, which is Islam, because I'm praying and acknowledging Jesus or Yeshua? Who says? Okay, next we have the Emperor. And I know some people are going to be like, she lost, she confused, she don't know what she's talking about. Okay. We'll stay away from my confused ass and stay away from me and all my confusion, because I'm not here to be confusing you. I'm not here to do that. If you're confused by the things that I'm sharing with you on my journey, feel free to find another chat. Please, I don't want you to leave, but you know. Next we got the Emperor. 2 more cards, y'all. Boundaries and structure make us feel safe. The Emperor is full of authority and creates a world full of rules and laws. She is a comforting answer to the chaos of the natural world, but she is rigid and uncompromising on her stony throne. She requires logic and reason above all else, and she is unafraid to lead and take the reins to shape the world around her. Though she lords over a powerful and grand cityscape, the river of life has slowed to a trickle behind her. Protect yourself if you need to. Don't allow others to walk all over you. Don't be afraid to stand up, take charge, and force change. Logic and reason may be the best approach for a particular problem, and by creating some stability in your life, you may be able to release some anxiety. Don't lose touch with your compassion, though. Stubbornness and stoicism will not always be the answer. So recently I stopped communication with some of my family members. 44:04 on the clock. On our look. And I don't intend it to be like this forever, but sometimes you have to do this in order to really hear your own voice. I've been so impressionable in my life, and I finally got to the point where I realized, A, I'm an adult, okay, and B, nobody can walk my walk for me. I used to always ask people for advice, and now I'm realizing they can't give me advice because they're not meant to do what I'm meant to do. People are always going to tell you what they think is best, but subconsciously is really what's best for them. So I want to share that with you, because if you're someone like me who just always leans to other people for advice, or you feel like you can't do it on your own, that's not true. And it's hard to break away from people that you love. It really is. Because most people usually feel a way about it. That's the hardest part about it, is not hurting other people's feelings. But when you do that, and if you do it and you feel better, that's how you know that it was meant for you to do it. Now, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to keep those boundaries up. Take the time while you are alone to really figure out how you're going to move forward, and how the dynamics of those relationships are going to be in the future. You're going to be able to show up as a stronger person. And a lot of people actually look to me too. Like when I'm giving out advice, when I'm going to get advice, I've noticed in the last few years how many people really come to me for advice. And I can't give you advice if I have not lived it for myself. It's one thing to tell somebody what to do, but if you're not really living it, it's just words, right? So don't feel selfish. Don't feel bad if you have to separate yourself from people. You have the right to do that. You have the right to do that. And it's okay. Just don't separate yourself from the Most High. Please don't do that. Alright? And the last card is the Four of Wands, which is also 11:11. I'm so happy that I did this, and I'm feeling a lot better about getting on YouTube. And I really hope that I find my audience, and that I really am helping. All I want to do is be a light in this world and help other people. Like, if I could push you ahead of me, you younger than me, older than me, it don't even matter. If you pick up on something that I say and you put it into practice, and you look up and it's just, you be a millionaire tomorrow, I'm happy for you. Genuinely, I am happy for you. Maybe you don't even want to be a millionaire. You just want land, or that business that you have to take off. I'm really, really pushing out love and light to you, so that you can accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. There ain't no hate coming from me, and none of that. Not from a star. No, stars don't hate, baby. Not real stars. Okay? The Four of Wands. The garden is growing luxuriously, and these two have wandered away from their stress and planning to have a little fun. It might be a surprise, but you got some good times on the horizon. Take a break from your hard work and put all your energy into treating yourself. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show y'all these cards, because I think that's the only fair thing to do. Please bear with me while I figure out this whole setup with my camera, because right now it's just like all over the place, and I'm really sorry, but everything can't be perfect. What's important right now is that you're doing what you're meant to do. It's not gonna always be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for you to get out into the world and spread peace and love and light and positivity. Share your story with the world, okay? And none of us have it perfect, okay? And if anybody expects you to be perfect, then perhaps there's something that they're missing, okay? I love y'all. Thank you for staying so long. Like, subscribe, and share, please, please, please. I love y'all. Bye.